Hey guys, this is Trent with GuitarAnimal.com, and I just played for you "You Worry Me" by Nathaniel Rateliff and the Nightsweats. And it's a really cool song. It's kind of hitting really hard right now, so I wanted to do this one for you. Let's talk a little bit about the tuning before we get into how to play it. He is actually using a half step down tuned guitar, and then he's capoing at the 3rd fret. You might say, well, if he's capoing at the 3rd fret, I could use a standard tuned guitar and just capo at the 2nd fret. And that was my thought initially when I wanted to shoot this video. I would just do that. But what you're getting with the half step down tuning is a slightly looser string, and with all that muting he's doing while he's playing that, it really feels a little different when you're standard tuned. So tune down a half step, capo at the 3rd fret. If you really don't want to do that, capo at the 2nd fret on the standard tuned guitar. It would give you the same tuning, just going to feel a little bit different. Simple intro part to this, we're going to be using what's called basically an E minor shape. Obviously with the capo and the tuning it wouldn't be E minor, but we're going to call it E minor so you'll make the right shape. That's how we always work when we have a capo. It's with regard to the capo being at the 3rd fret, it's an E minor shape. It's actually going to sound like an F sharp minor, but that would just confuse a lot of people. So we're just going to say E minor, capo 3rd fret, half step down guitar, and we're going to use the E minor shape. Then we're going to use the G shape, but we're only playing the bottom 4 strings on the G, so you don't really need to hold the top end. We're just not going to hit it. And then we're going to play a C chord, but it's a C G. So it's like a regular C shape, where we're going to move our ring finger over to the 6th string 3rd fret, then replace the 3rd fret on the 5th string with our little finger. And what I'm doing while I'm playing these chords, I'm actually pulsing them. So I'm kind of pulsing them with my left hand, at the same time doing a palm mute, light palm mute with my right hand as I'm strumming them in an 8th note fashion. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like this. If I don't palm mute, it sounds like this. Just a little bit loud. If I don't pulse it, it's close, but you really need to pulse that, and it's just pushing those strings down every time you hit the chord like this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going to the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the C G for 4. This may take you some practice to get pulsing the left hand, palm muting, and working with the pick, but it's worth it because it's really how the first section of this song goes. Now, when he gets to the chorus, he's going to open that up and just go to regular strums, and I like the contrast between a heavily muted intro and verse and then the chorus, which is just the open strum. So it does give you a nice dynamic in the song. So it's worth working on this technique. All right, now the other part I played was actually the electric guitar part. Is played on a Telecaster with a lot of reverb, so really drenched in reverb. All he's playing that on the middle 2 strings. Wouldn't need a capo on the Telecaster. You could just bar it, but since I have a capo here, I'll be using the capo. So I'm barring it both middle strings at the 2nd fret, pulling off the 3rd string to the open at the capo. Basically giving you part of the shape of the E minor chord at that point. The second one's almost the same. We're still going to use the 2nd fret to the open on the 3rd string, but this time we're using an open 4th string. So the first one was 2-2, pull off to open on the 3rd string. The second one is 2 open, pull off to open, which gives you the notes of the G chord, obviously. And then the last part of it is going to be the 2 middle strings open, hammering on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And we do that one exactly the same twice. So the whole piece is like this. Really cool little part there, contrasting with the behind it. All right, now when we get to the chorus, we're just going to be strumming open chords. We're going to use a G, but no muting this time. It's just C G. that's all they're doing for the chorus, just those 2 chords. They do that a number of times, repeating it, I believe, 4 times in the song. Then we're going to go to a bridge. Now, in the bridge, we have a different chord. We're playing a B7, and a full B7 is a little bit tricky to get because we're playing the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th strings all at the 2nd fret while holding the 1st fret of the 4th string. On this particular version, however, he doesn't hit the 1st string, so we can play the B7 pretty easily. It basically is a D7 shape, if you know that shape. 2nd fret on the 1st string, 1st fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string. But you just move that shape from D7 over to B7 by holding 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 1st fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 5th string. We'll also be including the open 2nd string to the capo here for the B7 shape. And we're going to use the same muting technique and the same strum pattern. Then we'll go to the CG, so it'll sound like this on the bridge. You can really accent that 3rd beat there, 1 and 2 and 3, a little bit heavier handed. You can also do that on the intro, kind of pulse it a little bit. I caught that sometimes in the video, but not consistently. I watched 3 different videos on this, the band playing it, and they varied it a little bit. All right, so that was the bridge. Again, B7, CG. We're going to repeat that 6 times, ending with a D add 11. All that is, you take your CG chord, bring it up 2 frets, and that's called a D11. So we just went from the, I'll play the bridge into the D11 part. Back to CG. Back into the chorus. As always, I encourage you guys to go to guitaranimal.com, download the tabs for this particular song. It's all laid out for you. It has chord charts. It really makes it a lot easier, as well as you can set loop points and slow down features there. Slow down the music while you're learning it. You should always learn things at a slower pace than the actual song goes. That's what we play it at regular speed when we have it down. When we're learning it, we want to slow it down. Hope you enjoyed that song, You Worry Me by Nathaniel Rateliff and the Nightsweats. And I wanted to mention Riff Raff by Shane Theriot. Thank you for the t-shirt. I love it. Love his podcast. Be sure you go over and check him out. And of course, you want to be at guitaranimal.com. We've got slowdown features. We've got tab. We got 7 days for free. It's the way to learn guitar.